Hi, we're going to try this again. See what this looks like. It's kind of an odd perspective. Hi. But for experimenting, it'll do. So I hope you had a good day. I had a super busy day. I rode my bike to work. Got most of my work done. Rode it home and it was hot, but it was fun. I'm glad I did it. So yesterday I experimented with a dish strainer. We just did some simple dish strainer pours. And then we spun them. And this is how the first one turned out, which is really cool. I spun this twice, so all the color disappeared. So I'm thinking of writing a lyric to one of my favorite songs, Let Your Love Light Shine. I think that'll be really pretty because that looks like a flower, you know, the light behind it. Just needs a little something right here. What do you guys think? And then this other one, which I think turned out pretty cool and it was fun to make. I just did it one time, spun it, but right here you can see I had some problems. I let it, after I was done, I placed it on my spinner and I forgot I had to prop it up so it dried on top of my spinner. So I had to take a straight edge and peel it off. So I thought that was pretty funny. So let that be a lesson to everybody. You need to make sure your art is propped up off of the surface so it can dry and not stick to the surface. And it was funny because my spinner, the top fell off. I had to reassemble the spinner. I should have put that on video. It was pretty humorous. So for this one, I pre-mixed some of these paints, put some lids on them, mixed them up about an hour ago. And I'm in a challenge group, Acrylic Paint Pouring Challenge, and my friend Trish is heading it up. And one of the challenges is to create a paint pour using any technique, any style, any size, any surface, using colors of wine. So I thought that was cool because I've been waiting for that forever because, you know, I love wine. Can't drink as much anymore, but love wine. So these colors I thought looked really close to wine. Just giving them a little mix right now. And they're really very pretty. So this one started out to be chocolate brown, but then I thought it looked too gray. So I added some regular brown, which looked like milk chocolate. So then I added some light gold. And look, I think that's really pretty. It looks like very nice, rich brown. And we were given this chart. Look at all the wine. Deep brown. This reminds me of that brown. So I think that'll be good. This one is burgundy. Look, I think it falls in line down here. This one, cherry cobbler. Yeah, right up here. It says pale purple, but in the photo it'll do. It's kind of like a, maybe a rosé, darker. This, we're able to use a metallic, any metallic. So extreme sheen metallic paint and 24 karat gold. So if you have been to Monsoon's Tap and Grill and seen the bar top, you'll see the sparkly gold. That's what this is. Super sparkly. You can't tell when it's wet and mixed with pouring medium, but when it dries, it's very beautiful. This one is coral, and it's right up in here. Pinot Grigio. Really pretty. This one is vanilla. And this one is right up here along these lighter white wines. So that's the thought behind that. And that'll be fun. So we're going to try the first one. We're going to hope for the best. And this time I am propping it up, just using some Dixie cups. Going to make sure it's somewhat centered in the frame in a moment here. See if I can get my charger cable out of the way. So a lot goes into this live streaming and recording. I've been doing it for a few years, and every time I do it, it's different. And that's thanks to Facebook. Facebook likes to change. They like to update the second I want to log in. They want to hide the live button. But it's all good. So let's just start. I thought I would just start by layering. We're going to try this bloom pour. It's kind of a different version of a bloom pour because I didn't pre-make a cell activator, which the cell activator means the paint on the top is just lighter in weight, lighter consistency. And Floetrol is usually the go-to for that because it helps make the cells. But I have seen so many different artists use so many different pouring cell activators. So it's all dependent on your style, how you do it, everything. So here I'm just layering my paints. And in order to do this, the top color, when I get that on, I need to blow the paint out. So I'm very sorry, you're going to see the top of my head. Hopefully it won't bump the camera. I'll take my glasses off so I don't get paint all over my glasses. And let's see what happens. Ooh, look how pretty that is. I'm going to take some of this lighter. And I didn't do this on a base of paint. And that's part of the bloom pours, to put it on a base of paint. I just thought we'd try and do something different. And not so structured. Because after all, this is an experiment with the video, an experiment with everything. And this is an 8x10 canvas. I get them at Michael's. They come in packs of 10. And they're usually on sale. And then Michael started this thing don't quite understand it, but I'm not going to complain about it because I've been getting some vouchers back. I had $40 in vouchers I can spend. So I bought a lot of my class stuff this last week. It's part of their reward program. Not sure how. I haven't looked it up. I haven't asked. I just thought it was way cool. And you can see the middle, it hasn't gone back. It's kind of stuck to the canvas. That's because I didn't put a base paint. But that's all right. I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Ooh, I'm losing it. It's all right. I'm going to get this covered. I'm going to try again. How are you guys doing out there? Have you guys done a bloom pour? Do you like it? Send me some photos. The bloom pour is one of my favorites. At first, I hated it. It was complicated. I had problems with it. And then I just decided to let go and who cares? Just have fun. And at monsoons again, on the bar, you'll see a lot of my little blooms. Because we had some, after I painted it, the next day we had some mishaps. And I needed to cover some errors. So I went in when the top layer was mostly dry, and then I added some blooms. And I actually think it looks better now. So mishaps can be a blessing. This almost looks like a granite or a rock. It's kind of funny. Okay, so now I'm going to try again. I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to do a little baby bloom. I am loving these colors, by the way. My coral now has some cherry cobbler in it. And I think I want to put a gold on top. And then this one. Sorry about my head. Did you see that go everywhere? That was funny. It's all over my wall. And it got all over my face, so I got to get a napkin. That's the fun. Look how awesome that looks, though. Pick it up. Look at that. Hopefully it's zooming in properly. Just a little explosion of color. That's actually really cool. Let me turn it this way. Do you guys like that one? Wow. I think I'm going to keep it like that and try another canvas. Because that is really cool, just having this off to the side and then this little splatter area. Look at that. Awesome. All right, I'm going to let this dry. We're going to hopefully dry it well. Let's see. We'll do one more. I got enough paint. Why not? Look at my mess. Okay. So for this one, I would like just to do an old-fashioned flip cup. Because I did put silicone. I put silicone in all the colors. And I have enough, so let's try it. And this, I'm just layering. I'm not going to dump it. And by layering, I mean pour on the side and let it slowly go fill the top. If you dump it, you'll start mixing the colors. And the other night in class, I did an example of dumping. And I dumped the yellow inside the blue, and I had all this really pretty light green show up in the pour. So that was cool. But if you're not careful, not all colors play well together. You'll just get a lot of brown, which we're using right now. So I'm just going to slowly and carefully layer. And that is full. So now put it on the canvas and flip. And there's a ton of paint in this cup too. It's a little taller than I usually use. And if you're new to paint pouring, if you go to my website, deserthippiearts.com, I do have a paint pouring calculator where you put in the size of your canvas, and then it'll tell you how many ounces of paint you need for the canvas. And you put in, like you'd put 8 by 10, and then you put in the measurement of the sides, which this is a 1/2 inch, so 0.5. And it's a really good guide with approximate ounces that you need to use to cover your canvas. So anyone worried about wasting, it's awesome. Anyone new and beginners, it's just a perfect tool. And on the larger canvases, I do use that as a guide. Larger ones can be a little more trickier with all these techniques because you don't want to overstretch and create, you know, marbled, muddy, blurry art. So you just got to kind of play with that. Okay, I think I let this set enough. Just letting gravity do its thing. I'm just going to give it a quick twist and pull up. Look at that. Look at the cup. Definitely used a lot of burgundy paint. And I'm going to pull some of this off. There's a few cells popping up. Ooh, there's the gold popping up. I'm going to raise it a little so you can see a little bit better. Almost sounds like rain. All the paint dripping. And like I said, I used a ton of paint. I always use too much paint, which I'm okay with because you'll learn as you paint too. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is starting to look really cool. It's going to be a nice background. And some of my pieces I think are really pretty, but they're just, I'm like, oh, they're missing something. So I am learning how to paint shapes and birds. I made these birds last weekend. Oh my goodness. They're so funny and adorable. One has red eyes, looks like a vampire bird. The other one, his hair's all frizzed out. Looks a little stressed out. And I love them. Okay, this is going to be really pretty. all these gold, I don't know if you can see it. All this gold is starting to pop up. The cells are starting to pop up, and you can tell they're cells because they're layered with paint colors. They're a little smaller, probably because I overmixed my paint when I had the silicone in there. But that's cool. Hopefully they'll stretch out a little more as they dry. So there we go. There we have it. I think I'm going to submit the first one to my paint challenge. I'm going to see how these both dry and then take a quick look. And I'll let you guys know. So I hope you guys had fun painting with me and experimenting with me. And we will do it again soon. Have a good night. Bye.